Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And for those who are new, my name is ALYSSA COTTEN and I provide emotional and mental support for entrepreneurs, coaches, counselors, and new content creators. So in today's video, we're gonna do something totally different, and I'm repping my Slytherin pride, and I'm going to talk about the 5 reasons I believe Slytherins make the best entrepreneurs. So stay till the end to learn the 5th tip, which is the most important in being a successful entrepreneur. Stay tuned. So I believe that Slytherins make the best entrepreneurs for various reasons, but I've narrowed it down to just the top 5 reasons that I believe Slytherins make the best entrepreneurs. Slytherins get the most flack for being like evil and deceitful and just like a lot of really negative connotations, but I'm here to switch the script to give the Slytherins the due gratitude and acknowledgement of how their brain works in the same way that an entrepreneur's brain works. So regardless of what house you connect to, I'd love for you to comment below what house you're from and what tips you agree or disagree with. The first one I believe is Slytherins are incredibly determined. If they've set a goal to open a business, start an online business, become a coach, become a content creator, whether that's a YouTuber, an influencer, they are determined to make it happen. They're going to gather and collect all the information they need to know in order to be successful. They are so determined to not let anything get in their way and make it happen, which is what you need as an entrepreneur. You have to be determined because as an entrepreneur, there are days of despair where you're like, why did I do this? Why did I get into this field? What is wrong with me? This is way too much work. And if you don't have that determination, it's going to be so much harder for you to work through those really bad days, work through those stressful days, and work through those days of anxiety where it's totally consuming you. So I believe a huge characteristic of being a Slytherin is being determined and being determined to be successful as an entrepreneur. My second characteristic that I believe makes Slytherins such a great entrepreneur is being driven. And not just like driven to be successful, but driven in the sense of like, I can make a new path. I can do something that's not just copy and pasting. I can pave my own way. I'm going to be driven to make this successful no matter what happens. And I think that's why Slytherins get such a bad rap, is because they are so driven to make it happen no matter what. People kind of feel like, oh, you think you're better than us, or you think you know everything because you're so driven. And it's like, no, we have this inner intuition that says, keep going, keep going, keep going. And I call that drive. Other people think it's like every man for themselves, or even icing out or leaving behind your friends and family. But I believe as an entrepreneur, you have to have some internal drive. You have to have something that's going to get you out of bed and say, I have to do all these tasks. As an entrepreneur, you don't have a boss that's telling you to make those deadlines, telling you what needs to happen. You have to have that internal drive as yourself to do them and just put that effort in there. And so not that other people don't have that drive, but Slytherins specifically have that internal fire that says, go, be more, be great, and strive for this entrepreneur lifestyle, which is incredibly challenging and incredibly you never know what you're gonna get. Every single day as an entrepreneur is totally different because you are on your own path creating a totally new way. My third characteristic that I believe Slytherins connect to for being an entrepreneur is having a sense of pride and confidence. And they're not afraid to share their success. They're not afraid to talk about how successful they are. When I opened my business, I was super nervous, and then I'm like, wait a minute, this is incredible. Why not share it, be proud, be confident? And when I started sharing my successes, people started reaching out and they were like, wow, if you can do it, so can I. And so it's not pride in a negative way. It's not confidence in a negative way. It's pride and confidence in a way that says, if I can do it, you can too. So Slytherins are taking on new journeys, taking on new paths, paving new ways for it to be possible for other people. And in my line of work, I work with new coaches, new entrepreneurs, new content creators, and I help them look inward to find that drive and that confidence and that pride, so that way they can take it to the next level. And I'd love for you to join my free masterclass. Here is the image and the link below in the description on how to navigate your own inner compass as you're navigating your entrepreneur journey, which can be so challenging as you're navigating all of that headspace and that mindset and working with your body on how to be successful. So pride and confidence is so important as an entrepreneur, because if you're not proud of your work, your product, your services, how are you going to sell it to anyone else? So you have to have like belief in your products, belief in your services, belief in your mission, belief that what you are doing is going to help or change or make things easier for other people. And so having that level of pride and confidence as it comes natural to Slytherins is going to help you on your entrepreneur journey. So the fourth characteristic gets the most negative flack, and that is being cunning. And a lot of times when people hear the word cunning, they think of kind of like cheating the system or being deceitful. But when I hear the word cunning, I believe being able to manage so many things. As an entrepreneur, most entrepreneurs are already working a 9-to-5, and they're building their business in the evenings, on the weekends, they're working on their side hustle, they're growing their other content, they're growing their other side hustles to eventually have it become their full-time job. And you have to be really cunning in order to navigate all of those layers. So you're navigating your 9-to-5, you're navigating your side hustle, you're navigating your entrepreneurial journey. And so you have to be really like savvy in all of that areas to make all of that work and still be present with your friends and family. I remember when I started my counseling practice, and I had to be really cunning in the sense of navigating all the areas that I was navigating and making sure that I was taking time for myself. And so some people might think cunning is a negative connotation, but I believe it's just like magic. So the person is navigating and mastering all the layers to make it work, to have enough time to do it all. And you really have to have that mastery in order to be a successful entrepreneur, because if you struggle to juggle lots of areas, lots of things at once, it's going to be really challenging to embark on your entrepreneur journey. Also with cunning, I think of it as kind of like hustle. You gotta get out there, you gotta grind, you gotta hustle, you gotta like figure out the ebbs and flows. And so cunning is not a bad thing. And as Slytherins, we get so much flack for having that like kind of like deceitful or lying. And no, it's just our abilities to make so much happen in like the same 24 hours as other people. And the fifth tip, which is like the biggest Slytherin characteristic, goes without saying: unapologetically ambitious. Slytherins are incredibly ambitious, and they're not apologizing for going after their goals, achieving their goals, being successful, telling people how successful they are. They're not apologizing for hustling. They're not apologizing for saying, hey, I can't go on that vacation because I'm trying to grow a business. They're not apologizing for other people saying, man, it must be nice to be your own boss. And you're like, heck yeah, it is. Join me. They're not apologizing for the lifestyle that they're creating, and they're incredibly ambitious, which is what you need to be an entrepreneur. You have to have ambition to do things that haven't been done before. And this is not just saying, you know, like, sorry, not sorry, I have no compassion for you. You can still have compassion and empathy, but being incredibly ambitious where you're not making excuses or saying sorry for achieving your goals, navigating your goals, and hitting those income marks in those goals as an entrepreneur is such a huge characteristic that you need to have and you need to embrace. Also, with being unapologetically ambitious, this can be seen as not holding on to people, places, and things that no longer serve them. And so that can really give Slytherins a bad rep of being kind of like cutting toxic people out of their lives, or cutting people out of their lives that no longer serve them in the way that's helping them grow as individuals. And that's sometimes the journey of an entrepreneur. It can feel really lonely. It can feel like you're on this journey by yourself and your friends and family only see a snippet of what you showcase, whether that's on social media, on your website, but they're not seeing all of that hustle and grind behind the scenes that it took you to get your information out there and to work. Being unapologetically ambitious also means that you are on a trail that you're not sorry for. Being unapologetically ambitious means you're not going to let others hold you back from being successful. If someone in your circle is holding you back, is telling you you can't be successful, is telling you you can't achieve your goals, you don't have to kick them out of your life, but you can start to set those boundaries of being like, I'm going to achieve this. This is going to be successful. My success is going to happen as long as I'm staying consistent and putting myself out there. So those are my 5 qualities that I believe make Slytherins the best entrepreneurs. Which quality did you connect with the most? Here is a recap of the 5 qualities: determined, driven, proud and confident, cunning, and unapologetically ambitious. Again, my name is Alyssa Cotton. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. Again, comment below which house you are part of and which tip you agreed or disagreed with. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe. I release videos out every single Monday, and I'd love to see you in the masterclass. Click on the link below to join the masterclass. Have a great day.